Hey everyone, today I want to talk to you about knee pain and what kind of tends to lead to the cause of knee pain, and a couple cues and tricks as to alleviate that knee pain. So most of the time it becomes a problem with our knees when we have issues with our hips. Tight internal rotators, very tight or weak external rotators, and stabilizers throughout the hip, okay? If you think about how you walk and run and move and lift, the foot is on the ground. If you have anything that creates any sort of abnormal torque or rotation from here to there, your knee is going to be the fulcrum and the knee is going to be the problem. So most of the time, people that have knee issues, it's not from your knees, it's coming from your hips. Obviously, if you have something, if you sustain an injury where you were tackled from the side and you got a slight tear or meniscus tear, if you have arthritis, it's a different story. But chronic knee and also Achilles pain, most of the time tends to come from the hips. Okay. So if, for example, I've got really tight adductors, it's going to put the plane of my knee internally like that. So I can see I'm putting torque this way, so now all that force is going in that vector here, which is going to create tension and a lot of force. So between my tibia and my femur, it's going to create almost like a vice for my meniscus, and it's going to create a lot of friction here. What also tends to happen is that's going to force your patella tendon, this big thick fibrous. If you flex your quad really, really hard, you have this big thick fibrous tendon here that comes all the way up and connects to your four muscles of your quadriceps. That's going to track offline. That's going to give you a lot of chronic pain, which also leads to patella tendonitis or runner's knee. Also too, what tends to happen is when we feel that medial pain here, it also masks it acts kind of like you've torn your meniscus. So I've actually had people complain to me like, oh my God, I think I have a tear, and I give them some cues as to what we'll do next, and it usually fixes the problem, okay? So your IT band, this big thick fibrous band, I'm gonna give you a little show here, that attaches up into the hip and comes all the way down and connects into here. So as you can see, you've got your hamstrings connect into here. So a lot of stuff can happen when you have poor hip strength, all right? So one thing that you can focus on, which also leaves some back tension, is when you foam roll, you want to make sure that you're really getting to that attachment point of your glutes and your IT band. So to do that, you want to lean to the side that you're rolling on. So in this case, I'm on my left hip. I'm going to cross my left leg over my right, bend my right leg, which immediately will give me a lot of stretch, and dig right into that hip flexor, okay? And it's going to be super tight. If, depending on what you did yesterday, if you've been sitting a lot, you're also going to feel a lot of tension here, but this will help, open up those glutes to help them work a bit more, okay? Also too, what also will help is if you roll medially onto your adductors here, right? So the hamstrings, your gracilis, and a bunch of other muscles here, getting into that foam roller position, so you're perpendicular to the direction of the roller with that leg, and rolling on the inside, okay? This will help relieve some tension on the inside as well. It will also help make your squat pattern and running and jumping patterns a lot more beneficial. So try those cues. If you have questions, shoot us an email. Guaranteed we'll get you rocking and rolling much more better.